We are here at City Hall. Joining me now is City Councillor Rob Miyashiro. Welcome, Rob.
Thank you very much.
All right, so we are doing a little catch-up on what happened at the City Council meeting this past Monday. And I know there were a number of resolutions that were brought up and passed. Also, something came out of what's going on down at the Leisure Center. And I understand that the city is now going to be sharing some responsibilities.
Yes, and this is important because what we discussed was how are we going to operate it? Not who, but how. The city's going to do the rinks. We have great knowledge and experience in running rinks. The curling club obviously will run the curling club because there's some intricacies with the ice preparation and things that the city doesn't want to get involved with, right? So the curling club's the best group to run that.
Definitely.
So now we look at the new part, the Leisure Aquatic Center, which is a huge undertaking. People don't understand how large this facility is. It's really big. So if you look at if you drive out there right now and see the rinks and the curling rink going up, we're going to add on about that much more space or more on the other side. We're looking for an operator right now. We're going to send out a request for proposals or requests for qualifications to see who out there in the community or in the province or wherever can operate that for us. The building remains the property of the city of Lethbridge. We are still responsible for the water plant and the water treatment, but the group that we get to operate that warm side, right, they're going to have experience in programming, and they're going to have experience in how to run those kinds of facilities.
And they're going to be fiscally responsible for that part of it as well?
They will be, and then we will all work together to make sure the complex as a whole runs properly. This will be the largest project that most of us will see in our lifetime in Lethbridge.
Well, yeah, and it definitely makes sense to have somebody who's got the experience to get in there and help you guys with it.
Absolutely.
All right, so let's jump into some resolutions that were brought up in council. Now, you guys had a visit from Lauren Crazybull. That was an interesting presentation.
Yeah, Lauren's a fabulous young woman, the student at the University of Lethbridge. She's been really outspoken about the murdered and missing Indigenous women across Canada. And she and Dr. Linda Miniguns came and said, we want your support, Lethbridge City Council. We want you, as representing people of Lethbridge, to pass a resolution asking the federal government to open an inquiry about this large problem across our whole country. There was no doubt that we were going to support this. Councillor Kaufman actually added to our support and said, we're going to try to actually send something out to the members of the Alberta Urban Municipalities Association and the Federation of Canadian Municipalities, say we all need to get on board with this and get the federal government to look into this, and we all need to play our part to make sure that this whole issue is addressed.
That's fantastic that Lethbridge is going to have a voice in that, absolutely.
Absolutely. And Lauren did a fabulous presentation.
Yes, she did. Now, jumping over, there was an issue that came up recently with committee members and voting. Do you want to get a little bit into that?
There's a couple of committees that we have that have 4 council members on them, just because that's the makeup of the committees. When another council person comes in there, or the mayor, in whatever the case may be, comes in and starts to discuss the issue and then possibly votes on an issue, that creates a quorum of 5, and that means that we're making decisions outside of the council chambers,
right? Which
is, it treads that fine line between legal and not legal.
Yes.
The issue for the people in those committees is that they don't want to be seen as making decisions in private. Right? They want to make sure that the public knows that they're having discussions in committee, important discussions, but the decisions around those discussions need to be made in there.
Absolutely, it makes sense. It makes sense. So did anything come out of that?
So right now we're going to move ahead. We're going to change our procedural bylaw. We're going to give to make sure that people can come that aren't on the committees. That council members, the mayor can come to those committees, but they won't be allowed to participate unless they're asked to give an opinion. However, they won't be allowed to vote on what goes forward to council.
Wow, I think that's a good rule of thumb.
It sounds pretty good. I mean, and a lot of thought has gone into that, and I hope that the people of Lethbridge could see the rationale behind that.
All right. Rob, thank you so much for joining us here. You can catch live City Council meetings every other Monday right here on Shaw TV.